Unscripted.
I think one day people are going to look back and they're going to look back at what I've said and on my channel, and they're going to go, you know what? He was right quite often. I wish I really didn't take a complete Cleveland steamer on him so many times. You know what I mean? And this is something that I've been talking about for a long time. And maybe it's nothing, but maybe it's everything at the same time. And so for me personally, I just feel like this is something that I wanted to talk about. This is a leak slash, you know, report, whatever you want to kind of call it. But at the end of the day, this is something that I feel like is huge and really kind of breeds into the industry of exactly what we're talking about. This is exactly what we've been talking about for a long time, where you have competition, where you have a situation where, you know, this thing really kind of takes a life of its own. And I really think that that's great. You know, Sony responding to Microsoft responding to Sony. All of this stuff is just absolutely incredible, and I have to say I'm really impressed with everything that's kind of going on here, and just the idea that, you know, what we keep seeing is just this incredible thing. You know, and this competition is such an awesome thing. So I wanted to get into it. This could be literally game-changing news. I can't undersell this, because this is something that, you know, if you're interested in this type of stuff, then you are, and this is going to be great stuff. But let's get started, shall we? What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. And if you guys are looking for a way to help out a small, crappy little channel like mine, the best way to do it is a simple like. It's free, but it means everything to me personally. So thank you guys so much for rocking out with me. It really does just mean everything to me, and, you know, I'm so appreciative of all the stuff that you guys do, so thank you guys. With that being said, shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. This YouTube thing is, you know, it's strange, but, you know, it's good at the same time. You know, it's like you take the highs, you take the lows, you take them both. That's the facts of life, or something along those lines. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just find this to be pretty incredible, and you know, I'm really excited to be able to kind of talk about this stuff, because it does sound like something that's right up my alley, and, you know, I'm really excited about this. You know, the future sounds incredible on PlayStation 5, and you know what, to be clear, it sounds pretty incredible on the Xbox Series X as well. I just personally am kind of more looking towards this situation where, you know, for right now, I think PlayStation has a bit of the upper hand. But here we go. According to this Sony patent and information, they're looking at awarding trophies via emulation for older games. It looks like Sony is banking on more backwards compatibility features, as a new patent has surfaced where PlayStation trophies will be awarded for older games running on emulation software. Now, unless Sony suddenly changes tack and allows people to play PlayStation games via emulation, this is somehow tied to backwards compatibility. The filing, which was applied for on November 30th, 2020, and was published last week over on Patent Scope, states the following. It basically, and I'm going to link this so you guys can check it out: start, perform emulation, detect the triggers, all the required triggers detected, align to one or more trophies, end. A computer-implemented method assigns one or more trophies to a user. A game is emulated in response to a request from a client device. A trophy trigger is detected during emulation of the game by comparing a memory value of that emulated game to the predetermined value and assigning the one or more trophies to the user based on the detected trophy trigger. Now, the patent goes on to describe this as a method implementing trophies into previously released games that have no trophies, without actually modifying the software itself. For example, PlayStation 2 games previously released on PS4 that have trophies are essentially native console ports to the system, thus the reason why they work on PS5 still. However, some older PS2 titles, say from the PS3 and the original versions that released on PS2, because of this they lack trophy support of any kind, and adding them would require the game to be modified, thus creating a native port for the newer console. The patent seems to be looking into a way around that, adding these trophies via network or software emulation, thus keeping the original game code intact. Note that every patent filed from a company doesn't have necessarily get used. However, it does seem a bit odd that they would be looking into emulation of awarding trophies for old games, especially since the PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with pretty much all PS4 games, and nearly all have a trophy set already. Perhaps Sony is looking into implementing this into PlayStation Now, or maybe even backwards compatibility for PS1, PS2, and even PS3 isn't entirely off the table. Who knows? But it's an interesting patent. So the thing that I want to say is, usually the most logical thing is probably the most accurate thing. And what I mean by that is this. This is probably something that's going to be used for PlayStation Now, okay? Where you can stream and play, like, you know, the older games, the PS3 games and stuff like that, PS2 games or what have you. It's probably that. But I think the funner speculation is, especially with Sony shutting down PlayStation Vita store, PlayStation Portable store, and the PS3 store, is maybe that they figured out a way to do emulation on PS3 games, and you're going to be able to, and they're going to implement it. Because if you think about it, and I know a lot of people don't really realize this, but the PlayStation 3 didn't launch with a trophy system. It wasn't until like some outcry from, you know, PlayStation fans over the fact that Xbox users got trophy or got achievements that they actually added that. So that, I think, would be the much more fun realization, would be the fact that there's a possibility that some of these games, and I know people might go, oh, but what, old games? I think that that's just a way to solve the problem for those that care. You know, am I going to sit there and boot up a bunch of PS3 games? Probably not. Do I think it would be a cool thing? I think for me personally, like, where the backwards compatibility is concerned, I think the 360 PS3 era is about the cutoff point for me personally. And the reason why I say that is this. Both those, for the large part, supported trophies / achievements. Graphically, especially towards the end of the generation, things look pretty good. You know, I defy anyone to say, you know, go look at Splinter Cell Blacklist or Batman Arkham Origins and say those games look bad or whatever. You know, some of these games look really good. Even Halo 4, for instance, looked incredible on that old hardware, and stuff like the Mass Effect series obviously looked incredible. So, you know, there's all these games that really did look good, and so they still look good. I think when you start getting into the PS2, PS1, original Xbox era, you start to see that this stuff wasn't as good. You know, there's like, you know, in terms of like bump mapping and stuff like that. So it obviously wasn't something that's as good or as seen as such. But, you know, again, I think that this would be a pretty good move for Sony, and this is why I feel like, you know, being able to do these type of things in the competition is really an important thing. You know, I just think that that's something that would be crucially important. Now, again, when I go into these videos, it's easy for me to go, oh, well, maybe you should just stick to what you like or whatever. Because, you know, listen, what I like, do I really care about backwards compatibility going all the way back to PS1, PS2? Not necessarily, but I'm not everyone, and I'm kind of sticking by that mantra lately because it's true. And so many people kind of forget that, right? Maybe you're a hardcore Xbox fanboy and you think that, you know, not everyone wants big AAA games, but what about the people that do? You know, maybe you're a PlayStation fanboy and you think that, you know, nobody wants, you know, a multiplayer first-party game. But, well, maybe some people do. You know, it's not like you're not everyone, I'm not everyone. So, at the end of the day, we have to look at this and go, well, you know, we have to kind of just look at these things as, you know, doing what's best for the majority of people. And I think that that's kind of along the lines of what we're going to see. And so hopefully we get to see that soon. But I'm really looking forward to the idea of being able to, you know, possibly see people boot up some old games, maybe pop in a, you know, a PS3 disc or something like that. I think that that would be, you know, something absolutely incredible. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. I'm going to link this article in the description. It has the patent and everything kind of explaining what it's doing. Are you guys deep down interested in backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 5? Would you guys really be interested in playing, you know, old games, PS1, PS2, PS3 stuff on a PS5? Quite honestly, maybe even natively. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this, because for me personally, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I guess as an option, I think it's fine. But do I personally feel like it's needed? I think that's probably quite the other kind of idea, the other take altogether. But with that being said, as always, please take care of each other. Stay safe, happy, and healthy out there. I know it's crazy times we're living in, and I just want you guys to all know I appreciate you. Take a minute to consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you very much for watching one of my videos. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Once again, have a great day. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. Thank you very much for spending some time with Crapgamer Reviews. Crapgamer, out.
Unscripted.